I've tried to film this video a couple times now and it is just not working out. I just keep trying to make disclaimers and exceptions and it just becomes a little confusing. So I'm trying to say right here, right now, that I mean no ill will towards anyone. This is a video with love and respect, and I want people to just learn to educate themselves when it comes to health and fitness. And I understand that there are so many exceptions to what I'm going to say, and I could go on and on about different things, different exceptions, different disclaimers, and go off onto different topics because this is a very big generalized topic. I do have an outline here, so I'm going to try and stick to it as best as possible and be as clear as possible with my point. But I just don't mean any hate or ill will or anything, okay? So without further ado, let's talk about normalizing normal bodies in the fitness industry on social media. Social media has completely warped our minds to what we believe a healthy and fit body is. And we need to start realizing that normal bodies, quote unquote, are healthy and fit ones as well. When you think of a fitness influencer, what image comes to your mind? When I first got into the fitness space on social media, I believed I had to look like that to be taken seriously as a healthy and fit person. And that is the very lean, very shredded girl with a big butt. And no matter how many booty workouts or how much I tried to eat like them, I literally could not look like that. Physically, just wasn't working. And I thought there was something wrong with me, but that's not the reality. I just have a completely different body type to them. And we seem to idolize this body type that these people know everything, they know how to be healthy and fit, when that's not really the case. There's so many different bodies out there. There are 3 generalized body types, but we seem to only idolize one of them, which blows my mind. We need to start opening our minds and better educating ourselves that there are so many different bodies out there and they can be healthy and fit ones as well. So for me personally, I am someone who bulks up on muscle very easily and my body likes to hold on to fat, but we seem to idolize the body that doesn't hold on to fat easily and doesn't bulk up on muscle but tones out their muscle pretty well. And somehow that has taught us that we have to be like that to be considered healthy and fit. Social media has taught us that we should just kind of take our only sources of information from these people that we see on the social media platforms, and we tend to think that these people are gurus and they know what they're talking about, especially how they sell themselves. Some of them are really good at selling themselves, of being like these know-alls, when that's not the case, and we shouldn't be just focusing on just their information. That's not how it works. They don't know everything. Nobody knows everything, especially when it comes to health and fitness. We are all so incredibly different. So it's so important that we take the time to better educate ourselves and open up our minds to different avenues and different information. Even myself, I guess you could quote unquote consider me a fitness creator, influencer, whatever. I hate that word so much, but I don't want people to just solely rely on just my information. I don't mind giving out information, giving out some tips here and there, but you should never solely rely on my information because what works for me might not work for you. We're all so incredibly different. So when it comes to seeing these fitness influencers, you really need to start questioning them and really looking at their content, because I've seen time and time again so many fitness influencers giving out so much misinformation out there, and it drives me nuts. And just because they have millions of followers, we automatically believe that they know what they're talking about. That's not really the case. I mean, I could go on a tangent about how these people make themselves just look good with Photoshop or genetics or whatever, but really in general, we just tend to think like, oh my god, this person has like 1 million followers. They definitely know how to be a healthy and fit person. That's not really the case. We don't really see their every single day life on how to be healthy and fit. We don't know if they're actually doing these things that they say to be healthy and fit when, you know, they could be doing something completely different behind the scenes. So it's very important that we educate ourselves and not compare ourselves to everyone we see on social media, and not try and be like the person that we see on social media, because we are all so different. So take the time to better educate yourself, because I've seen so much of these fitness influencers come out with workouts and they don't even know how to squat properly, and it's like so frustrating. It's like, oh my god, this person's saying you have to do my workout, you have to do this and this and this, but they don't even know how to do the exercise properly, and then it's giving out so much misinformation. People are learning things wrong, and then it leads to injury, and then are we really living a healthy and fit lifestyle? Probably not. So please understand, we all have different different bodies, and a healthy and fit one is one that might have some stretch marks, might have some cellulite, might even have some tummy rolls, and that is okay. And it's okay to have those things, especially in women. We have like this little bump on our stomachs. That is so normal, and a lot of people don't know that. I didn't even know that until recently. That little bump on the bottom of your stomach, all of us have, most of us have it. There's a good amount of women that have it because it's literally our uterus. Our uterus is right there, and that's like what protects it, okay? Like that little bump there is our uterus. So please understand, it's not normal to be completely flat, okay? There are some people, yeah, who have a smaller bump than others. I understand that. But it's not like normal for women to be completely flat because we have our uterus there, and it's normal for our bodies to do this little bump because, you know, that's our uterus right there, okay? So please understand, it's completely normal for that, and it's normal for women to have body fat because our bodies are technically made to make children, and it's normal for our bodies to hold on to fat. It's like part of our genetics in general. In the end, it's so important that we treat our bodies with balance. Balancing a good amount of sleep, working on our mental health, eating a proper amount of balanced diet, and also getting a good amount of physical activity. No matter what you do these things, there's different combinations for every single person, but those are the core things that you need to work on to live a healthy and fit lifestyle. It's very important that personally within ourselves, we work on balancing all those things, because if we're sitting there eating super restrictive diets, are we really that healthy? No, because we're not eating a balanced diet, and we're also affecting our mental health with that. And it just isn't sustainable in the long run. Like, you can't sustain a super restrictive diet for a long period of time. It just doesn't work like that. It's important that you take time to learn about your body, what your body reacts to well, what your body doesn't react to well. Obviously, processed foods, you might want to eliminate them and just eat more plant foods, because that is what our body is meant to consume, is plant foods. So just eating an overall balanced diet. If you're completely restricting yourselves from anything that is carb, anything that is sugar, whatever, is it really completely balanced? Are you mentally feeling okay about that? Probably not. So work on balancing yourself overall. And I'm going to touch on a little bit about when it comes to physical activity. I think that it's important that we work on physical activity all around, and that we work on compound movements, especially if you want to get into weightlifting. Work on compound movements. Don't work on these like really complex movements that a lot of these fitness influencers put out there. We seem to love these fitness influencers that do these like crazy workouts that like add in all these weird movements. Says the person who does CrossFit, but I mean, those are good movements, most of them. But there's a lot of fitness influencers that put out just these weird movements that are actually just not really that great for you. And if you have a different body type, like a fitness influencer might be able to do a lot of jumping stuff, but if you're someone who is overweight and doesn't have strong knees and has not built up their knees, that's not a workout for you. But do you really know that? Probably not when you first get into the fitness space. So it's important that you educate yourself and really think about these workouts. Are these workouts really sustainable? Probably not. You should work on the basic movements, whether that's some cardio through running or biking, or whether that's doing weightlifting, doing proper compound movements of like deadlifts, squats, bench pressing, shoulder pressing, whatever you want to do. It's really making sure that you're better educating yourself when it comes to physical activity, because yeah, those workouts look like fun. Oh, these fitness influencers, yeah, they totally look so good because they do these like weird like leg press to shoulder press weird crap. That's not really the case. They just do that to stand out and to look different, because honestly, it's so oversaturated, the fitness influencer space on social media. So just remember that it's just important to work on the compound movements. That's what's going to help you stay healthy and fit, is by working on those things and not doing the weird movements that they do. So when it comes to consuming stuff on social media, fitness stuff, health stuff, whatever, it is so important that you use that as your secondary source. Go see a personal trainer, a kinesiologist, whatever. That should be your primary source of information, and then using social media fitness influencers as your secondary source of information. You should not solely get your information from a fitness influencer. You should really better educate yourself through a kinesiologist or through a personal trainer first, because they have a lot better information. They can help you more in person. And even then, just in general on the internet, getting information from here and there and there. It's really a good experiment to just try different things, see what works for you, see what sticks for you and your lifestyle. I'm not saying like kinesiologists and personal trainers know everything and they'll know everything. They don't, but they'll be able to better help you. And then you can start opening up your mind, opening up your views, seeing that there are different bodies out there, that there are completely normal bodies that are completely healthy and fit compared to the typical social media fitness influencer that we see. Open up your mind, try different things, try different forms of exercise, see what works for your body, try different foods, try different recipes. It's all about experiment when it comes to health and fitness. In reality, that's really what it is. That's what it was for me. It really came down to just trying different things. Trying a more plant-based diet, trying a raw food diet, trying a vegan diet. What works for me is a vegan plant-based diet, but it might not work for you. What works for me for physical activity is CrossFit, but that might not work for you. You might be a person who just prefers yoga or Pilates, and that's okay. So really take time to experiment things, try different things, see what works for you. As I said in the beginning, I tried to be like the fitness influencer that we see on social media and it didn't work out. So I tried different things and here I am trying to advocate for other bodies because that's the reality. We're all so different and our bodies are so completely different, and we need to realize that when it comes to fitness and health on the social media space. So please remember, if you're going to consume fitness and health stuff on social media, open up your horizons, really open up your view and see different people and realize that, you know, this person might be a similar age to me. Oh, they have a similar body type to mine. How do they do it? Take some tips from them if you want to, but don't just solely rely on these people that have millions of followers and mostly don't know what they're talking about. Now, however, there are exceptions to what I am saying. I do understand that. I know a lot of really knowledgeable fitness influencers out there, and they are really good at what they do. However, if you're new to the fitness and health space on the internet, will you really be able to tell the difference between someone who is really knowledgeable and really good and someone who has no idea what they're talking about? Probably not. So please don't blindly follow people just because this person has a typical fitness influencer body type that we idolize. Does not mean that they know what they're talking about. Does not mean that they are these health and fit gurus. Okay? Open up your horizons, because guess what? A lot of healthy people have some fat on their body. If you look at Olympians, everyone has a different body type. Some are way more leaner than others, some will have way more muscle mass than others, and that is completely normal. So please open up your view, realize that there's healthy bodies out there that aren't necessarily these just like lean and shredded ones. And honestly, a lot of the times, a lot of people don't look like what they look like on social media. So stop comparing yourself to these people. I don't even look like myself half the times in the photos. Like, I'm calling myself out. It's true. I'm posed, I'm flexing. I'm like, yeah, look at my muscles. Do I look like that all the time? Am I walking around with my muscles flexed all the time? No, okay? I look normal. My muscles don't show all the time, and that's okay. So don't compare yourself to people on social media either, because that's just not the reality for most of us. So I know I've gone on a tangent, but my overall point, I guess I can say, is that it's important that we educate ourselves, open up our eyes to bigger horizons, and start looking at influencers. If you want to follow fitness influencers, looking at different fitness influencers who respect their bodies, treat their bodies with balance, and talk about the highs and the lows, because we all have them. And if you're constantly just putting out really flashy stuff, is that really health and fitness? Do they really all know what they're talking about? Probably not. I'm not saying that you don't need to follow these people. If you want to follow them, but don't blindly follow them, okay? Look at people that kind of look normal, I guess, or have some body fat. They might know what they're talking about. They might have some good tips for you, but open up your eyes. Don't just be a sheep and follow that one person. Don't just tunnel in on these fitness influencers with that one body type, because there's so many people out there with such good information, and we all have different body types. So please remember, we need to start normalizing normal bodies in the fitness space on social media. It is completely normal to have a quote-unquote normal body and be healthy and fit. That is my point overall, and I want people to realize that it's okay to have some fat and also have some pretty cool muscles as well. That's me obviously pointing to my muscles that you guys can't see through this sweater. Okay, I'm done rambling. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I got my point across. I know that there's like so many exceptions and so many things I could keep talking about, and I just could keep going on. It's also getting dark very fast in this room, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be respectful with your comments. I really would like to hear back from you, but please be respectful. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. You guys know where it is, and don't forget to be unstoppable, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Cold inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night.